Good evening, everyone.
Good evening,
Hello.
sir.
Good evening. Good evening. A very good evening. How are you
Very
all?
good evening to all of you.
I'm
Ma'am, shall we
fine.
start?
Good evening.
Thank you. A very happy Women's Day to everybody, all the lovely women out there. A very happy Women's Day.
Ma'am,
Hi,
ma'am,
thank
Happy
you're,
you. Thank
Women's Day to you
you.
too, ma'am.
ma'am, you are stealing my thunder.
Rajat, over to you.
All right. Good evening. Good evening, everyone. A very good evening
Good
to everyone.
evening. Good evening,
First
Very
of
good
everyone.
all,
evening, sir.
first of all, I would like to wish all the power women present here today a very happy International Women's Day. I, on behalf of everyone, would like to express my gratitude to all of you, for you have contributed so much, especially in the field of education and technology, and thereby shaping a better future for all of us. It is a privilege and pleasure to have you all for this very special edition of webinar powered by You Educate Global and Greenbridge MetaBooks. A very quick introduction. My name is Rajat Kashyap, and I represent You Educate Global Private Limited. You Educate is a leading education technology provider offering a suite of digital learning and teaching solutions. Some of our innovative digital products includes CATBook, which is also known as Collaborative Advanced Digital Textbook. This is a new format, and I mean absolutely brand new format of digital textbooks, which is highly interactive and collaborative in nature. This is powered by state-of-the-art meta content, which makes learning and teaching more interactive and more fun. Apart from that, we've got a very secure closed communication tool for educational institutes by the name of CaseMac. And then we've got an integrated platform with LMS that includes our patented feature that is called Dynamic Timetable. And then there are multiple other products like additional learning program and much, much more. These solutions are transforming the teaching and learning experiences in the education sector today. UEducate is also proud to partner with Greenbridge MetaBooks, which is a London-based publishing house dedicated to producing some very high quality learner-focused textbooks. These textbooks integrate research-based instructional content and some of the best international pedagogical practices with local knowledge systems and cultural traditions to develop a modern learning system that resonates deeply with all students, and it actually helps them to succeed academically and beyond. Without taking your further time, I would now like to introduce Mrs. Rashmi S. Chari, our President for Curriculum Operations at UEducate Global. Rashmi ma'am has been the Director for Academics and Training at Bharatiya Shiksha Board and a member of Educational Research and Innovations Committee of Ministry of Education, Government of India. She has also been actively involved in the field of education for the last 38 years and has consistently supported the apex educational bodies such as the NCRT and CBSE as an advisor. She's an author, she's a trainer, she's a speaker, she's a blogger, and above all, a mentor to all of us at UEducate. With that, I would like to hand over the stage to you, ma'am, to lead the webinar.
Dear Rajat, thanks a lot for your introduction and for the lovely flowers and chocolate earlier.
Thank you. My pleasure.
Uh, my dear friends, a very warm welcome to you all. Dear friends, it is said that a picture says 1,000 words. Look at this picture of a woman's constable, just like you and me, balancing her duty and motherhood with unwavering strength and resilience. This Women's International Women's Day, we will celebrate all the incredible women who juggle multiple roles with grace and courage all through their life to lift their institutions and their families to greater heights. My friends, I welcome you all to share the success stories of your teachers, teachers from your school who are the everyday change makers. This is the theme of the webinar today. And beginning with Mrs. Jaya Chetwani, let me say a couple of lines to introduce her. Mrs. Jaya Chetwani is an innovation ambassador for the Ministry of Education, Government of India. She is principal of the Venkateshwar World School and Junior College at Pune. She is a champion of children's rights and has received an amazing number of awards for her contribution to the field of education, which also includes the Education Icon Award in 2023. I invite you, Mrs. Jaya Chetwani, to share the success stories of your team members who have actually lifted your institution to such great heights. Over to you, Jayaji.
Thank you, Rashmi ma'am, for the great introduction and a good welcome. Thank you, Edivate, for giving us that opportunity. It really means a lot. I hope my voice is audible to everyone out there.
Yes, it is clear.
So it's a matter of great pride to share the success story. Um, I always believe, being a counselor and a special educator too, I always believe that it is our duty to uplift everybody. And teachers have been very, very instrumental in bringing the change that we would want them to do. So I would like to talk about this project that we do. So we are associated as a community outreach project for rural areas where students are still struggling with basic reading, writing skills. The basic literacy level is really need to work upon. So our team, with the help of technology, ma'am, am I audible? Sorry.
Carry
Yes,
on,
sure.
Jaya. Carry on, Jaya.
Acha,
Speak a
I
little
was just
loudly. Speak a little loud.
Acha. Okay. So talking about the community reach program that we carry out over here with the help of our talented team, I must say. So our teachers are trained educators working in the field of technology, wherein these rural students find it little bit hard, to match up with the financial literacy, numeracy skills, even reading, writing skills. So with the help of technology, what we are trying to do is we are trying to show them the different kind of exposures that can be done. So here they get an opportunity to understand what is 3D printer, what are the digital boards, how they can help them. So with this, we see new aspirations coming up and students wanting to become something. So few of our students are really doing well and are well settled in engineering colleges. So that is about our teachers who are working
Thank you so much,
continuously.
Jaya. Thank you. Thank you so much, Jaya. And we truly appreciate the initiatives that are being taken by your school and how your team members are lending all their support to making a success of these initiatives. My dear friends, I'm going to request you to limit your, talk to maybe 4 minutes so that everyone, each one of our speakers, esteemed speakers, get enough time to speak. And at the end of it, we are also planning a QA session so that if the teachers have any questions or the audience have any questions, we can address them. And my next speaker is Mrs. Lata Ravichandran, founder principal of the Shivakashi Lions International Institution. Mrs. Lata Ravichandran has 30 years of experience in education sector within and outside India. She has extensively worked in the education institutions of Dubai, Singapore, Maldives, London, and Ecuador. She holds 3 post-graduation degrees in history, Hindi, and human resource management, and also has a B.Ed and LLB degree. She has done her career guidance and counseling course from Maxim University, USA. Lataji, a very warm welcome, and I request you to please share the success stories of your educators. Thank you. Over to you.
Yeah. Good evening, everyone. First of all, I would like to wish Women's Day, International Women's Day, to all the women's blossoms overall in the state. Thank you. Thanks for giving me this opportunity to be a speaker of this innovative program. Really, I would thank my team. Especially, I would like to thank like Mrs. Bama Devi. She is from an a educator who have come from an downtrodden like a scheduled tribe category, and then with a little bit of push from me, she was able to like excel very good, and then now she has placed in an in very good place where she was able, because earlier like when I recruited her, that it wasn't 10 years of backstory when I was recruited her in some other place, like, and she's still like traveling with me, and then the catch up really, because the breaking of the uh, ice breaking session is really hers, because why I used to say is that I specifically her name, because even though she like met many struggles in her career and in her personal life, like losing a father, then immediately husband, and then immediately one of her son, but the like the stringent, like the way she wanted to post up her in an education field, it's really awesome and really very, very lovable. And then one more I would like to add up, Mrs. Saranya, because she is from a demography where I do work currently now. And then, like even this demography of Sipakashi is a very small town where they don't have an kind of they have a barrier of technological, as you told. But even though when I initially started her to post some digital marketing platform, really she told me, ma'am, how I'll be able to do it, whether I'm not well versed in that, and even like typing the English stuffs is not very well to me. But I was the one who was boosting behind her. I told you can do everything else, right? Like it's nothing but it's a kind of an stuff what you do on a regular basis. So you can do it. And by the way, now she also doing her best in digital marketing in my school, promoting all the
Lataji,
things.
that is a real success story. I request you that please post her story on LinkedIn and tag me and tag my organization. And we
Sure, of
will
course.
further repost it to spread the word around. And
Yes,
you
of
know,
course.
what you said reminded me of our president, Honorable Mrs. Draupadi Murmu, who also lost one by one. She lost her family members, her husband, her sons, and yet despite of it, she rose and she worked hard and she concentrated to do so much for the tribals. So thank you so much for sharing this wonderful story. And with this, I move on to Dr. Sarika Mohta. Dr. Sarika Mohta is a psychologist, an educator, and the director of Disha Delphi Public School, Kota, and vice president of Disha Delphi Education Society. She has expertise in psychological counseling, mental health awareness, and of course, education, with numerous accolades, including the Transformative Leadership Award in 2024. Dr. Sarika is also a TEDx licensee, a consultant, a dedicated trainer, and she has contributed to academia for over 30 research papers, and also holds a PhD in counseling. Dr. Sarika, a very warm welcome to you, and I invite you to share the success stories of your teachers, your everyday change makers who contribute to the success of your institution day in, day out. Over to you, Sarika.
Thank you so much, ma'am, to invite. And namaste to one and all. Happy Women's Day to one and all. Actually, if I talk about in terms of the technology, especially, so that story began with the COVID in 2020 when the COVID was there, and we all were feeling like helpless, what to do, how to provide the education to the children. So that time, that idea came in the mind. Ki why don't we use the technology? Because we have understood ki this is not going soon, right? And teach means and learning and connecting is very important. We don't just thought about the students, we also thought about our team. I have a team of 300 people, so it was also in the mind that how we remain connected, because that was the time we all become very aloof, right? एक दूसरे से connection खत्म हो गया था. So we were thinking what to do कि we remain connected. First of all, we all remain connected. At least we see once in a day, at least the faces of each and everyone. And the secondly, what we can do for the students, right? So first of all, we tested the platforms. What are the different platforms? What is the most suitable for our audience? So then we started using that. Apart from that, we know means we were the first one in the entire quota, who started with the online classes, right? And after that, others copied us. And we not just did the teaching on that, we even provided the sports classes. We even provided the dance classes, the music classes. We celebrated each and every event. Maybe it's a Mother's Day or Father's Day or Raksha Bandhan or even school's annual function. We did everything online, right? And we made a ritual that every morning we fixed a time and we were having a Zoom meeting. On the Zoom meeting, we were doing a prayer, Hanuman Chalisa. And it was compulsory for all that we will switch on our camera so we can see each other. So that's the way we started using the technology. And now I feel very proud by telling you this कि अभी जैसे कोटा में क्या होता है, कलेक्टर कभी भी बोल देता है कि अभी छुट्टी कर दीजिए, अभी विंटर ज्यादा हो गई है, ऐसा हो गया है. तो एक दिन भी हमारा ऐसा नहीं होता कि टाइम वेस्ट होता है. We immediately switch to the online classes, right? So technology become the integral part of the school. Now we can't
How
even
wonderful
think
is
of,
that? Yeah.
right? And the second most important thing, if you see the Supreme Court decision 1 or 2 days before it came, the Supreme Court is also suggesting that mobile is now a very necessary part. Generally, what we do that we said that students are not allowed with the mobiles in the school, but then even Supreme Court is saying that you must teach the children the way how to use it.
Yes.
What are the manners of
Share
using
the pros and cons. Yes, of course.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Don't shy away from technology. Use technology. Teach the children how to use technology. Dr. Sarika, thank you so much for bringing in this particular episode of, COVID, period when the schools actually switched to online. And this is the real success story of our teachers. So many, a large percentage of them did not even know how to switch on a laptop, and how these great, resilient, courageous women, they learned how to use the online mode of education. They learned all those wonderful digital tools, and they actually taught like pros. They learned from their children, and then they taught their students.
Yes, ma'am.
That shows the resilience of women. Thank you so much, Dr. Sarika, for sharing this. And now with this, I move on. And one more thing, I would love to appreciate you all over here. Usually in the webinars, the moment my story is over, I switch off the camera. I can see everybody is remaining. Thank you so much. And to keep your cameras switched on and let us support each other. Even if we have had our say, let us keep on supporting people who are yet to have their say. Thank you so much.
If you allow me, I just wish to mention one more thing.
Sure, Sarika. Yeah.
Yes. Ma'am, wherever I go, generally there is a debate, especially with the kids. There is a debate that should we allow the technology? Should we allow the mobile or not with the kids? Right? And I always say one thing, instrument is instrument. It's all about how we use it. Because in the era where we are living, we can't live without, means we can't even manage without the technology.
Yes.
Now it's means even basically, especially after the COVID, it become the integral part of our system. We can't live without it.
And we have to move forward in life. We are not to move backward. We have to master technology as a tool to enhance our own initiatives. Absolutely, I agree with you.
And even in the time of COVID, my team took a very unique initiative. That initiative was because in the COVID, we were forced to use online, right? We were forced to use the online platforms, even the payment modes. And we were seeing that there are large number of people, especially the old ones, who were not knowing how to even use the means Paytm or the right. Even my team conducted online and offline sessions for the old age people, for the parents as well, that how to use these, means how to use the Paytm and other
Excellent.
equipments.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. So now I move on to Mrs. Apurva Pandey, Chanavar's E-Vidya Mandir. She's the director and principal of Chanavar's E-Vidya Mandir at Wardha, Maharashtra. Ms. Pandey is also the additional secretary of Nagpur Sahodaya School Complex. She is a resource person for CBSE's Center of Excellence at Pune for conducting capacity building programs for teachers and principal. Mrs. Apurva Pandey, I invite you to please share the success stories of the teachers of your school.
Very good evening to all of you. I hope I'm audible.
Yes,
Am
you're
I
on.
audible?
Yes.
A very good evening to all of you and happy Women's Day, a day when we see a lot of women empowerment everywhere. To begin with, the technology driven school, I should call. My school is located in a place which is Wardha. It is in Maharashtra, wherein I have in my school even first level, first generation learners. Now, how to deal with them? Of course, during COVID times, as everybody shared, I would not repeat the same. Even we had our own studios made, conducted classes. Basically, I believe that every teacher has to be updated. So the need and the analysis. When we knew that there was a need, then we analyzed and we started with online classes for the students. Now, it so happened that even in the month of May, when summers are extreme over here, the teachers are conducting online classes, remedial classes, I should say, for the children who are really weak in some subjects. So this kind of facility the teachers are giving, and it's a tremendous response. Even the teachers at times visit the students and they come to school, and the parents see the systems that we have projectors in all the classrooms. So it's called as Channavar's E-Vidya Mandir. E stands for, we started the first digital classrooms in 2010 when no other school had projectors in the classrooms. So this is how technology has made us ahead, and we are the most promising school. So I don't take this platform, but I would take the pride in saying that my teachers are doing awesome job, right from preparing the classes with PPTs every day to using online classes, like in the sense they also have ebooks for all the subjects and they use it fluently, like amazing. So it's amazing support that I get from all my teachers. Some of my teachers have also joined here. So it's a win-win situation. But one thing that I would like to say is being updated. This is one such important quality which the teachers should have. That's it.
Apurvaji, if you can name your teachers and if they can wave, it will be so nice so that we can see
I
those
have
wonderful
shared,
ladies.
actually, we had a Teachers' Day, International Women's Day program have come from there. So I think the
Okay.
teachers must have reached. I would name Pooja Kapoor ma'am, the vice principal of the school.
Okay.
Yes, Sachi ma'am is there. She is the one who uses technology.
And
Sachi ma'am, if
Swapna
you are
is
there, can
there.
you please
Yeah.
wave it?
Great.
She's the one who's very enthusiastic. Every day she comes with a PPT, and work-life balance, she maintains it so well.
Oh,
Her
nice.
son is not well, but still she would, do 100% job. So
Great.
Shachi ma'am, thank you so much. I take this platform to appreciate you.
That's wonderful. Thank you so much. And now I move on to another amazing school leader, Mrs. Renuka Kaushik from Darshan Academy, Pune. Mrs. Renuka Kaushik has 29 years of experience in education, and she has traveled far and wide all over India, performing her various roles and responsibilities with sincerity and commitment. She has garnered a variety of experiences and is confident in dealing with any challenges that life throws up to her. She was born into a family of soldiers and has kept up the trend, setting adage, service before self, is her life's motto, and that She has taken this life's motto from the services, and that has molded her thinking and her life. And she started her career with DPS RK Puram. So, Renuka ji, a very warm welcome, and I hand over to you to talk about the success stories of your teachers and your lady staff in the school.
Thank you so much, Rashmiji, for such a wonderful and a very nice. I'm humbled to hear what you have said about me. Thank you so much. So I have a couple of my teachers who joined in here as well, and I'm extremely proud of them. And they are the backbone of the school, actually. So if I may be allowed, of course, wishing all the lovely ladies over here a very happy Women's Day today, International Day today. And the men, of course, the force behind the women. So cheer up. The gentlemen, you two are there, a big support to all of us. And that's the reason we are here and are able to deliver and look after our passion, which is looking after the children and building character, paving way for them, molding them, and making them go ahead. But of course, today it's all about the Women's Day and how we have, if I could go back and reflect my journey, I'm being a teacher first, so being mentored by the best of people in the industry. I was fortunate enough to have joined the DPS RK Puram at New Delhi and being mentored by none other than the Padma Shri and Padma Bhushan, Mrs. Shama Chona, and under her tutelage, and then Mrs. Veena Khosla, who was again my headmistress. I have, whatever I've learned from them, the humility and the passion and to be a go-getter by, in a way in which you have to take your team along with you and work forward. That's exactly how I implemented when I became the principal at of the Delhi Public School at Agra in 2002. People say that mentoring teachers, upskilling them, asking them to do goal setting, asking them to instructional plans, all those things. I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen, that is not mentoring. It does not work. What I feel works is looking after, giving them the right kind of work that they desire, making them feel very wanted in the organization that they work, making them feel, ensuring that their welfare is also looked after, and then taking them into the stride and making them feel very welcome in the school. Treating them extremely well is the most important thing. And that is when you will have them, loving the institution. Every day when a teacher comes to school, she should be coming with a very happy smile on her face and feeling going ahead and doing something for the institution, going ahead and doing, being the change that she wishes to do, and having multiple things in her head which she would like to execute, and then being a very good support to her, listening to them, the most important thing. So being very culturally sensitive. See, being an army wife and traveled all over the country, and I've actually worked in schools in almost every state of the country, including the north, south, east, and west, and outside the country as well. You have to be very sensitive to the cultural changes. So to just name a few, I had a teacher who moved outside the country. She went to New Zealand first. Surupa Ray from Amchi, Mumbai only. She was an amazing lady who then I had to write a little letter of recommendation for her, and she went and got a job where she had her heart's desire. And then she moved to UK, and again, there also, she went ahead and did very well for herself. Then I had another lady in DPS Arkip, again, and DPS Sohani Dor. And, we have to actually upskill them and make them realize that if they want to go ahead in life and do something more than just being a teacher. And I am really very proudly would like to proclaim and tell that a lot of teachers who worked with me, I would not say under me, worked with me, have gone ahead and headed schools. I can point out in my long career of, so many teachers, almost 25 years of heading schools. I have mentored teachers to go ahead and become heads of different schools. There are 15 teachers of mine who are heading schools all over the country. Also, I would like to just narrate one small incident. When I was in a school in Kathmandu, it's called Rupees International School. There was a teacher of the Chinese language, in a Chinese teacher, who the Chinese people would come and say, how is she working and what is she doing and all this. A very delicate, young, lovely looking lady. And she was petrified of their presence. And the first thing I told them, I said, hello, this is not the way in India we behave with teachers. And I gave him a big sermon of Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Deva Maheshwara, and recited and told them exactly the meaning behind it. And they were totally dumbstruck. This is not the way you're supposed to talk to a teacher also. Young girl, 25, 23, 25-year old, and they actually intimidated her.
Renuka, thank you so much. These are such wonderful stories, and far and wide, I think you have influenced your teachers. Thank you so much. And I hope we get an opportunity to talk to you again. I will now be inviting Mrs. Geeta Solapurkar. Mrs. Geeta Solapurkar has 23 years experience as a principal in many reputed schools like Jaipuria Vidyalaya, Narayana Group of Schools, Gurukul School Kota, and many other. Mrs. Geeta is also, specializes in coaching of students in IIT, JEE, and medical. And she has worked with Akash Institute, Vichi, Narayana, PC Sikar, Career Point Kota, etc. And she is presently working as principal in Rubric School of Excellence in Jaipur. So, Mrs. Geeta, I invite you to talk for 3 to 4 minutes about the success stories of teachers in your institutions or throughout your career, the great success stories that you have come across. So over to you, Geeta ji.
Good evening, everyone. A very happy Women's Day to all. And it's my introduction has already been given, and I have many success story of the teachers, those who I have guided, and I have also started my career, as Renuka ma'am was saying, from DPS Jaipur. And then I turned into many different, and you must be listening. That is, I had been a senior professor of chemistry for IIT JEE and NEET in the senior classes. I was the first one in India to head as a senior faculty of IIT JEE and NEET at that time in 2014. I'm talking about, where it was a male dominated career. It was now it's not like that, but at that time it was supposed to be. And I was the first woman to enter, and everyone looks like that ma'am is coming in the senior wing, because all the teachers were in the junior wing at that time. But I was in the 11th and 12th, and the children were, I was a very good surprise for the children also. That is, a female has entered in the 11th and 12th JEE, and successfully I did that thing. But my mother faced in 2019, in the COVID time 2020, my mother was suffering from lung cancer. I was working at Narayana at that time, and I was resigning. I was at the verge of resigning because my mother was suffering from lung cancer, and I was the only child of my parents. So my mother was there with me at Jaipur, and I just resigned Narayana, and Narayana sir gave me this opportunity to work as a principal. And since that time, from 2018-19, I am in the principal, and now became a director as well. So success story in short, I'm giving, that is with my example. One of the teacher was also undergoing the same process. That is, her husband was suffering from cancer. That is, he was having a brain tumor with him, and the children she was having only one child, and the child was abnormal. By I don't know. The child was facing certain challenges. We cannot say the abnormal, but he was a challenged child. So she was about to leave everything, and she was about to leave the career and all that. But by listening my story, she got motivated, and now everything is good. And she is doing a very good job also, and she has become vice principal of one of the very reputed schools in India. So this was a success story of that woman who was struggling, and only because of this example, listen to me, she got motivated, and now she's taking care of her husband also well, the child also well. And the second story was another thing, that is the my teacher was self-suffering with some mental challenges because of some in-laws problem, and some divorce cases were going on, and now she is principal of a very reputed school, and everything she has resolved also. I said that I give only positive counseling. You have to reconcile with the husband, you have to take all the cases back, and she did like that. Now she is living a very happy, healthy family life, and she is a principal in one of the school. So these are the success stories, the two I have.
Thank you so much, Geeta. They are really inspirational, and I can see that you have also been a great source of inspiration for your teachers. Thank you so much. And now, with this, I move on to Mrs. Saroj Sharma. Principal Saroj Sharma is a visionary leader and an educationist known for her dedication to academic excellence and holistic development of her learners. Under her leadership, Vedanta International School, Jaipur, has thrived with innovative teaching methods and inclusive ethos, recognized with prestigious awards like Shiksha Ratan Award and Edu Visionary Award. Principal Sharma is a catalyst for change, shaping future leaders through her transformative approach to education. Dear Saroj, a very warm welcome, and I hand over to you to talk for at least 3 to 4 minutes about the change makers in your institutions. Over to you.
Thank you, ma'am. Before I begin, I would like to wish everyone a very, very happy Women's Day. And today, even we celebrated Women's Day in our school, and it was a grand celebration. Now, coming on to the point, as one of our speakers has said about the COVID situations, really, the thing is that we have learned a lot. Okay. Now, the success story of my school is all my classrooms have smart boards and all have projectors. But at that time, although they were using, but they were not so well acquainted with technology as what we learned in COVID. Now, after COVID, what happened is when all our teachers, especially our female teachers, they came to know that, without this, the world is incomplete. We learned lots. Okay. There were a group of 5 passionate women teachers, of which 3 were from the technological field, but 2 were language teachers. And the biggest part is that they all made a team, and the team was named Edu Innovators Team. And the main mission of their team was basically to bridge this digital divide among the teachers to create a tech-driven learning ecosystem in the school. This team, the team of these 5 teachers, apart from what they were teaching in school, they conducted hands-on workshop for the teachers. The ones who did not know, especially we had teachers who were middle-aged teachers who were not that well acquainted with technology. They made them learn these about the way that smart boards have to be used. At present, they are teaching everyone the AI-based assessment tools. And slowly, step by step, they created video tutorials also to make this tech adoption very easier for everyone. Then they designed a buddy system. As I said, there were teachers who were not that very tech savvy. So they designed a buddy system for them so that they would not be struggling with these digital tools. Then the biggest success, I would say, from this group is that they introduced gamified learning platforms. And subjects like science and maths became more engaging for the students. Children enjoyed a lot. And initially, they faced a problem because all the teachers were not able to do that in their classes. But now, after a month or so, it's really become awesome. The teaching has it's flourished in that way. Then another success on their part was to visualize the complex concepts of biology and geography. They used augmented reality. They have started using that at the latest. So implementing all these AI-powered learning system and then providing personalized feedback, tracking the students' progress, all this is making it a success.
That's
Now,
absolutely wonderful.
now
Wonderful.
I would just like to add on the next step which they are planning now is now they are trying to develop an interactive parental portal where we will help the students, we will help the parents. They will track their child's progress. They will be able to track child's progress. And this will be our next step to conduct
Saroji,
digital
let me
curriculum.
offer my team to get in touch with you and showcase our digital products where we already have, a system by which the parents can actually completely monitor their child's education. And thank you
Yeah.
so much for sharing the
Thank
journey
you.
of your school and your teachers with us. It's truly amazing to be able to achieve so much with technology, especially AI, which is so latest at the moment. That's absolutely wonderful. And with this, I move on to my next speaker, Mrs. Prachi Kasliwal Dashora from Sherringwood World School, Indore. Mrs. Prachi is the director of Sherringwood World School and the host of podcast called Academia Unplugged. Very interesting. A dedicated educationist, she is passionate about transforming learning experiences and driving innovation in the academic world. With a strong vision for future of education, she actively engages in meaningful discussions, collaborations, and initiatives that shapes the education industry. So, dear Prachi, I welcome you and I'm handing over to you to share the success stories of your team members, of your teachers who have been contributing to the success of your education institutions. Over to you.
Thank you so much for the lovely introduction. If all of you just have a look at your screen, all my teachers are wearing their uniform proudly. All the teachers in red t-shirts, you can all wave to them. Yay, yes, great. So happy Women's Day to everybody else as well. It's such an empowering session to see such amazing array of educationists, female educationists. And like how Rashmi said that I have my own podcast called Academia Unplugged. Most of the topics that I have taken in that is related to education, parenting, spirituality in children, everything else. Now, when it comes to defining the success stories of my colleagues, I have many, but I would just very quickly just acknowledge everybody's. We have Mrs. Sheetal Rana with us. And when Sheetal ma'am had joined the institute, she was very hesitant to take on technology as a teaching aid. But if you see her now, I think she and her laptop are constant companions of each other.
Wow.
We have Payal ma'am with us, who again is the academic coordinator for the primary section at the school. And our entire school, the Sherringwood World School, is completely cloud-based. So we are a paperless school in terms of administrative and educational thing. Of course, the children use paper, but when it comes to our other communications with parents, with admin staff, with other thing, inventory, etc., we are a completely cloud-based system. To the extent that we also have our own app, which is the communication app between the teachers and the parents. So we are all in for technology. When I talk about Simran and Gemini, they have been teaching pre-primary classes, and their presentations, like how Saroj ma'am was saying, the augmented reality, the way we've incorporated AI powered tools for learning has been a great catalyst for quick learning and long lasting learning. So we are completely in for technology as a school. I think we have always tried to incorporate the new technologies that have come into play. But as rightly said, that technology needs to be really carefully taught to children. And that's a primary purpose that we do at Sherringwood.
Prachi, thank you so much. Thank you so much. And it's lovely to see your teachers over here and you talking about them. What an uplifting moment. Thank
Oh,
you.
we are completely an empowering school when it comes to teacher
That's wonderful.
upliftment
It is
and
visible. It
everything.
is
Yeah.
visible. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
And with this, I move on to Mrs. Kanmani Kavitha K from Endeavour Academy, Bangalore. Mrs. Kanmani Kavitha is an alumna of National College, Jayanagar. She holds a degree in psychology, economics, and sociology. It is complemented by double postgraduate degrees in English and psychology, as well as B.Ed in English and social science. Additionally, she is certified counselor with a diploma in personal counseling skills, currently pursuing further studies in transactional analysis to become a psychotherapist. With an unwaverable passion for teaching, Ms. Kanmani boasts a rich 3-decade career in educational institutions affiliated with ICSE and CBSE across Bangalore. So, Mrs. Kanmani, over to you.
Thank you very much, ma'am, for that lovely introduction. And I wish everyone out here a very happy Women's Day. First of all, when it comes to my career and success, I would like to thank my mother and my sister who have been a great backbone to me at home. Because when I step out of house, I know that the house is going to be taken care of. And I think for a woman, a backup like that is very important. Being backed up by my husband, and I would love to bring that, over here at this platform. Now, coming about my school, it's in a semi-rural area, where some of them are first generation learners. So the teachers, I would like to, give each one of them the credit, because the system of the school is that they adopt at least one kid, every year to see how they can make a difference to, children. And all the teachers, I have about 65 of them at school, are, working tirelessly to see how they can uplift the students there in, in my school. Special mention, I would like to take the names of Mrs. Swarna Lakshmi, my headmistress. She's been there since the inception of the school. My school is 7 years old right now, and she leads the school with love and resilience. She is my pillar of strength there, because she makes the workplace so stress-free with her contagious laughter. And the way she guides and takes people along is simply amazing. The children love to reach out to her, and she's at the same time, she is stern, and she knows that boundaries are very important, to move ahead. And then moving on to the next person, I would like to make a special mention of Mrs. Gunashri Anuradha. She is my school counselor, somebody who's open to ideas, who is empathetic, listens attentively and actively to students without judging them, creating a sense of confidential, space that each child is given. We have these very interesting programs that we have in our school, where every Wednesdays we have something that is being conducted called Coffee with Counselor, where parents are being empowered to understand what counseling is all about. Now, counseling is something, there is still a stigma about, in some of the places where people are not open to, go to a counselor. So we have initiated this, concept of coffee with counselors, where parents, come and have an online session with the counselor, discuss general topics, and if need be, they take an appointment and come to school.
Sounds wonderful.
Yeah, and then we have something called Arali Kate Charche. Arali Kate Charche is nothing but, discussions and a people tree, which is so significant of our country. And I have the people tree, right opposite to my school. And I like I told you, it's a semi-rural area, and there is a lot of stigma. And I have to break the stigma, if people have to understand what counseling is all about, because children come from that particular area into school. And I believe that the mental health of just not the school, but of the community is also very very important. So my counselor sits under the people tree there. And we have discussions. I initiated the discussions with the drivers and then moving on to the helpers. And sometimes the
Wonderful.
teachers going, sitting under the people tree discussing. And then the villagers were kind of, piqued and they wanted to know what is happening under the people tree. Then we told them there's something called counseling where you can talk to people, reach out when there is a need for it. Because one of my kid lost her dad, who who resorted to the ultimate. And if the child is going to come from that area and vicinity, you know how it's going to affect my school community.
Of course.
So we initiated this, and I have people who are so cooperative to take things forward. It's not just the leader who has a vision or an idea. You need a team like that who can
to execute it. You always require a team.
Yeah,
absolutely.
And that is what happens at Endeavour Academy, Bangalore.
Kanmani, thank you so much.
Yeah.
I wish we could listen to you longer.
Yes.
But the constraints of time, always keep us in control. So thank you. And I move on to Mrs. Alefiyah Hussain from Neo School, Aizza High School. She has 36 years of experience in evolving field of education, having served as founder principal of a school in Hyderabad for first generation learners. She's committed to continuous growth, embracing technology and evolving teaching strategies for holistic development of her students, guided by the belief that be the change that you wish to see in the world, and fueled by deep passion for yoga, which provides strength and energy throughout this journey. Welcome, dear Alefiyah, and I hand over to you to share the success stories of your teachers, and welcome to the webinar. Over to you.
Thank you. Can you hear me?
Yes, very clearly. Go on.
Okay, good. I just wanted to begin by a small proverb that I have coined this morning for Women's Day. I believe that a woman's spirit is dauntless. She is a powerhouse of courage and strength, which flows from within. We need to hold hands to let that spirit flow, to lift those who are in need of our support and let them soar in their own grace and beauty. So wishing everybody a very happy Women's Day. I felt
very well said. Very well said.
Yes, I just felt that what you all have done today, your organization, you all have made us all come together to hold hands and to be the change for the society that we are looking after, the future generation of our country.
Thank you
to
so
make
much.
them 21st century, skilled. The first thing I would like to say is that after being in the field of education for so many years, that I've taught my teachers that we are all lifelong learners and that we have to be role models. And when digital change came about, when technology came about with the COVID years, before that, it was just a computer class. But when that came, I think that what happened was we all became one family. Our school became like a closely knit family, and my teachers and I got a new principal a few years earlier. We formed a very cohesive group whereby we were imbibing all that was being done in society in order to make sure that our students were learning that. And to cite a few examples, I would say that because these are first generation learners, my teachers and we had taken in a lot of programs and a lot of vendors who were doing a lot of computer tech stuff. But how was it that we would spread it into society and to a parent community, which is totally, unaware of it? They don't even have devices at home. So it became a job on our part to bring the parents into the school, and my dedicated team of teachers were there to actually sit with the parents and show them how to use the phones for their children at home, how to make them study on it, how to go online. And many a times what we did was we offered them space in the school whereby they sat in the school. We had, those cameras put on where they would sit and see the classes and understand what the classes are when they go digital. So that was one big achievement by the school. And also the fact that these are first generation learners, they are so intelligent. And I believe in child-centric education. And I would be proud to say that the first child of my school, who was a charity child, is the first girl pilot in our area, in that community area, who's now with Indigo Airlines. So I feel very proud that we've been able to move the society along with the digitalization into an era and an age whereby they are so hands-on with whatever they're doing in the school that they take that learning back home. And last but not the least, I would talk about a graphic novel which these first generation learners have developed with their art teacher in the school, where they've integrated and made a graphic novel all by themselves in the skill-based training that we are doing, as the vocational guidance is so important right now. So these are some of my success stories that I would like to share. And with due complete, my whole my thanks to my teachers and my gratitude that they are doing such a great job along with my principal. Thank you.
So much. These were wonderful, stories, success stories that you have shared with us. And it really warms the cockles of everybody's heart that you hear women doing such wonderful work in different parts, different corners of India. Thank you so much. And with this, I move on to Miss Tulika Anand Charan from St. Emma Jaipuria School, Lucknow. Tulika is an education and development professional with expertise in organizational development, academic quality enhancement. She's a teacher trainer. Also, she holds a bachelor degree in psychology, master's in social work from Delhi University. She is a postgraduate diploma holder in guidance and counseling from Jamia Millia Islamia. With 18 years plus experience, she has worked with national and international organizations, and she's additionally certified POSH trainer and specializes in student and parents counseling. So over to you, Tulika, to share the success stories of your colleagues and your friends and your co-workers with us.
Thank you so much, Ms. Jari. This is such a wonderful platform, and a very, very happy Women's Day to each one of us. More girl power to all of us. I think this was a question which was asked by a small video which most of the organizations are they're making. They're saying, what is that one superpower that you think all women have? And my answer to that was just being there. That's the superpower that they have. They make so much of a difference all around. Thank you so much. So I actually represent a group of schools. We have 60 plus schools, mainly in UP, Bihar, MP, Rajasthan, and Uttarakhand. We have more than 3,000 educators in the group that we have. Most of our schools are not just in tier 2 cities. Most of our schools are in tier 3, tier 4 city, which is extreme. Some of them are in such extreme areas. I work very closely on recruitment. So I can tell you how difficult it is when I have to convince a teacher or when I have to convince someone that please come and work in our school. I know the kind of place that I'm offering, something which is 15 kilometers away from the city in middle of a field with nothing. So a lot of success stories, a lot of heartwarming stories that I get to hear from these schools every day. I work with them very, very closely. I remember one particular incident of a small school in Gonda where there was a music class being taken by the teacher from the fields because there was no network, there was no electricity in the city. Then I remember a particular school in Padrona where suddenly there was with the lockdown coming in and there was nothing happening, and this particular teacher used to walk 25 kilometers to be at the school. And most of us teachers are like that. The kind of dedication that I see on an everyday basis, I wouldn't be able to take names because slightly unfair.
Understandable, yes.
Slightly unfair since all of them are as special. It is amazing how they take up the challenge of teaching first generation learners. Most of our schools are in semi-rural areas, semi-urban areas. It is amazing how they take up the challenge where when a parent admits them to a St. Emma Jaipuria school, their only wish is that that in 6 months this child should be able to compete IIT. It is so difficult to match that kind of parental expectation. And the teachers, and they are the front runners, they are the face of the school. So huge salute. Also, I would like to mention the kind of work that we do at the corporate house, because most of our colleagues, most of my colleagues at the corporate house, we work relentlessly. We travel relentlessly to all these schools, trying to mentor teachers, staff of the school, for everything during whether it is admissions, whether it is assessments, whether it is staying.
Tulika, what is
Sorry.
actually coming through is that how resilient women are, how they are the greatest problem solvers, how they
Oh,
never give
yes,
up, and their never say die attitude. That if there is a
absolutely.
problem, there is a solution to it. Let's get together and find it. I mean, I'm
Absolutely.
totally floored by the example that they went to the fields to sing. I mean, this is truly amazing. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I wish I had time to
Thank you.
listen to more, but
Absolutely,
we
yeah.
will be in touch and we will definitely get together once again. And with this, I move on to my last but one speaker, Mrs. Sonia Gidla from Douglas Memorial Higher Secondary School with 12 years of
हेलो
experience.
अनुराग अदिश्री आज हाँ आज उसको मैंने कांटेक्ट किया और लेकिन आज ऑफिस ही आ गया पता नहीं
Okay. I think somebody's speaker is on. Yeah. So Sonia Gidla has 12 years of experience in the field of education, and she's currently teaching English at higher secondary level. She's serving as executive committee member of ASISE, West Bengal and Northeast, and having received awards for school excellence at multiple educational conclaves. She is a speaker and panelist at various seminars and webinars, and former host of the podcast Talk the Talk. Okay, not walk the talk, but talk the talk, featuring reputable personalities from diverse fields, and advocate for integrating technology into teaching and learning process while maintaining a balance between traditional and remote learning methods. Dear Sonia, over to you to share the success stories of your colleagues.
Good evening and a very happy Women's Day to all present here. I know that we are running out of time, but I have 5 teachers and I'll keep it very short, ma'am. But they are all here, so I'll have to talk about each one of them. So please do not stop me. It's a request because they're all here. So I would just like to begin by quoting Virginia Woolf, who says that as a woman, I have no country. As a woman, the entire world is my country. So today, when I talk about the success stories of my teachers who are ladies and who are super women in their own capacities, I talk about my success. I'm here to represent each one of them, and on behalf of them, I speak. So first, to begin with, I have Miss Aruna Roy, who is the HOD of computer in our school, and
Aruna,
also
just wave to us.
Aruna ma'am, if you're there. She's also the
Sonia,
creative.
please limit your talk to 4 minutes, okay?
Yes, I'll do that. I'll finish. I'll finish. She's also the creative head of our school, and rightly so, because she has spearheaded both national and international environmental initiatives. And she's promoted the SDG campaigns in our school. She's also a great Bharatnatyam dancer. So, apart from being very good at mathematics and computers, you will see her always grooving and dancing and training children for various programs. She also designed and came up with this idea called the Fitness League, which made our teachers come into groups and they were on their toes and they had won this beautiful award, which made them understand about the importance of physical and mental well-being. So kudos to Aruna ma'am for all that she has done for our school as a veteran teacher. Next, we have Miss Joita Banerjee, who is truly emotionally resilient and intelligent. She's the mother figure of our school. She bends over backwards to help our students. She provides remedial classes. She comes as early as 9 a.m. and she leaves as late as 6 p.m. So much to learn from her. She's always there for her teachers. She's like a rock, and a great pacifier. So even when teachers are feeling low and they want to confide in someone, she's the go-to person in our school. That is Joita ma'am. And Anima is a wonderful teacher at the pre-primary level. So she comes to me every time saying that, ma'am, I've got a lot of training outside this school when she was associated with a previous school, but then the opportunity of growth And success has come from our school because she is now the global schools advocate at the international level. She's also trained in the Cambridge Early Years program. And now in the future, she's also going to be a part of the diploma teacher training program of the Finnish methodology of teaching from the Helsinki International School. So that's her success story. Next, we have Miss Tapoti Rani Basu, who is a Bengali teacher. She's a PhD degree holder. So she is balancing two lives. She's a wonderful author and she is a gold medalist at the post graduation level. I would just like to mention the awards that she's received as an author. It is the Renaissance Sahitya Samman and Bimal Ghosh Smriti Puruskar. And she has edited many books from the Chaya Prakashini publishing company for our children. She has also worked on teacher training modules and she is a great, great teacher of our school. Finally, we have Dr. Pal, Dr. Arpita Pal, who has the teaching experience for over 16 years. She's the head of the Department of Biology and also the coordinator. She has received the Best Teacher Award from Panchsheel Public School and she always strives for excellence. So these are the women leaders of our school and I'm so proud that they are a part of our school. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Sonia, for sharing and for bringing them over here so that we could actually see them, and put a face to the name that and the success story that you are sharing. And I am now going to invite the last speaker of the day, Dr. Kavitha Khurana Vij from the Chintal School, Kanpur. Dr. Kavitha Khurana Vij is the dynamic director of the Chintal School, known for her dedication to instilling love for learning in the children. A distinguished scholar with multiple degrees, including a PhD in English, she advocates for progressive education that balances innovation with traditional values. Dr. Kavitha, as an educator and leader, fosters an environment where students develop confidence, integrity, resilience, inspiring both students and educators in their educational journey. Dr. Kavitha, I'm handing over to you to eagerly listen to the success stories of your colleagues and your teachers. Over to you.
Thank you, Rashmi. After listening to such prominent speakers and their journey, I would just say women are very powerful. When we need strength, we worship Durga. For knowledge, of course, Saraswati, and when there is a hole in the pocket, you ask Lakshmi ji for help. So this is how I've been brought up by a very brave and religious mother and a wonderful father. I owe my credit to what I am today, of course, to my two lovely parents, because they've told me that how much change a girl, a woman can bring. And this is how the legacy continues. I got married into a beautiful family. My mother-in-law was my second teacher after my mom. I would say she's the founder of the school, and I'm walking by her footsteps. The change is the only constant thing. We've already spoken about COVID, and all of them have told about how teachers are impacting. I would say that the team I work with, I don't call them my team, I say the team I work with. It's a wonderful team of learners. I am a learner too. We learn every day. From Canva to Toy Theater, please make it down. Toy Theater is one of the most beautiful website. All of us have interactive board in the classroom, but some of them were just used as a, say, a blackboard or a whiteboard. Then there came a teacher, Shelly ma'am, I would name her here. Shelly ma'am, she came in and she said, there are so many things you can do. History is one of the most interesting subject now. All the learners are visual learners. They might be auditory or not, they might be kinesthetic or not, but most of the learners are visual learners, right? So if you connect with them visually, they will always, always remember. So before starting any class, if just a clipping is shown, that will create their interest. Even in subjects like history, which most of the students find boring. So we have children who loves biology as much as they love history. And that's the beauty of technology. And that's the beauty of the education, that you are supposed to learn and develop the love for subjects and not learn for rote learning. And that is how technology has blended in beautifully in all our lives. Of course, and in fact, when I started using Facebook for the first time, it was one of a student who said, Ma'am, are you there on Instagram? I said, no, I'm not there. So she told me, Ma'am, be on Instagram. Facebook is too parenty now. So this is how things change, and of course, then it kept on evolving. So technology is one thing, it is okay to learn even from your students, I feel. Why only teachers? The students, girls, boys, they teach us every day, ma'am. So I would just end up by saying that use the best of technology. Technology has so much to offer. It's a wonderful team of teachers which can bring about the change makers of the world are women, and of course we ask for devis for the blessings every day. That's so beautiful, I'm a woman.
Thank you so much, Kavitha. That was wonderful. And my dear friends, I'm going to now hand over this pleasant duty of thanking to a gentleman amongst us who has been very patiently waiting to have his say too on the International Women's Day. So I'm handing over to Mr. Ajay Bhatt, DGM of our company, and to you, Ajayji, have the pleasant duty of thanking all the great women who have joined us today.
Thanks a lot. It is my privilege to say thanks to all of you. Uh, see, I have phrased a couplet for all of you. Just I was working on the couplet when you initiated. Uh, कभी तो तुम लाडो बन के है आई, कभी तो तुम लाडो बन के आई, कभी तो तुम अर्धांगिनी बन के छाई, माँ बनकर तुम प्यार बरसाई, नमन है तुमको, हर कर्तव्य तू निष्ठा से निभाई.
Wonderful.
It was just thanks to all of you. I don't have words to say thanks to you, but I thought let me try to put certain things in Hindi so that I will break the monotonous of English.
Very beautifully put together, impromptu feelings coming out. That's wonderful, Ajayji. That's wonderful.
Thanks a lot. Now I will again hand over my to Rashmi ma'am. Maybe she
Thank you,
can say
Ajayji.
right.
Yeah. So, dear friends, a big thanks to all of you for the amazing success stories that you have shared of your everyday change makers. I feel enriched. I feel truly enriched and inspired. And let's always keep in touch and continue sharing these stories and continuing to inspire each other to do much better and to hold hands of other women around us and to bring them up and to bring them forward. Thank you so much and a very goodbye to you. Wishing you all once again a very happy International Women's Day. Bye,
Thank you.
everyone.